Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering.
Yeah, no, I'll just go back to the regular intro. Oh yeah, I forgot about the video. Wait, let me just put that on. Alright, so I'm at the Philpot community event, and I'm just gonna stick you guys onto the car because they don't allow helmet cameras. So yeah, have fun getting stuck to the car. Yes, you just heard past me there, putting you onto the cart. And in this event, well, I have all my old gear. Look, I have my old gloves, old suit, old helmet, even old shoes. And yeah, so you'll see in my next video about how I got all my new stuff. And also in this video, the format of this event is that there are 3 heats and a final, and your position in the heats dictates what final you're in. You could be in the C final, B final, A final. C final's the worst, A final's the best. And now, as we're coming out of the pit lane for the start of the first heat, and we're the first people to go out on track, you will see the Brad cam up on the top right of Brad's POV that was in his video there. And you will see that he is right behind me, so he's going to be breathing down my neck for this first start. And right here, I go a little bit too fast, just going there on the start, and then I bump the person in front of me in the blue suit, and that means I get an absolute terrible exit. So I just let Brad through because I know that I know that I'm not going to be able to defend from him or the person right behind him. And you can see now how we're going up into the hairpin. Brad takes a dive down and someone else dives down the inside of me, so I have to swerve out and I have to lose another 2 positions on top of that. But now the person in the blue suit's right in front of me, which means I know that he's probably not as good as the rest of the people, so he's probably about as good as me. So I know that I could catch up to him if I really take my lines good, and that is not what happens here. I almost hit the barrier there. I just understeer right, like almost off track. I was so close to hitting the barriers there. I'm not sure if I actually did or not. So yeah, now he's miles in front of me, but he's also miles behind the rest of the pack. And it's not like I'm last place or something. There is somebody behind me, but they're also quite far back. So at least I'm not last because there's 7 people in the heats. So I mean, that's a good thing. Then again, I nearly understeer into the barriers there. I don't get nearly close enough to the apex, but I know that I could try to make it in front of the person in the blue suit. I know that I can try. I know that if I just take my lines a bit tighter, I could definitely do it. Because I did come here for practice, not like the week before this event. And this event was ages ago, it was like 2 months ago. I'm sure that some of the people that were in the... Oh, and now the person in the blue suit gets an absolute terrible launch off of that corner. He gets an absolute terrible launch off of that, and I can just go right past him. So that's good. I might have to defend from him because of this terrible exit that I just got. But nope, that's fine. Now we skip ahead just a little bit over here, and now I have to leave the person in the blue suit space because he tries to dive down the inside. But again, I think the bottom end of this kart isn't that good, like the lower revs. So yeah, I mean, that's basically it for that heat, because nothing else happened there. And also it took me ages to actually get the camera off of the kart that time, just because of how sticky the insert was. And yeah, that's the entirety of the first heat, because nothing really happened. I just stayed in P5 for the rest of that time. So yeah, it took me ages to get the camera off of the Nassau panel, like the front panel of the kart that time, because I used a sticky pad. But you know, eventually I got it off. It took me like 5 minutes, but I stopped recording before that. And here we're just about to start the second heat, but there's something very wrong with my kart, and it's not just that. You can see it now, you can hear it. Just listen to my kart. I'm trying to jump forward and I'm pointing at my cart because I didn't know at the time, but one of my engines was literally just off for this second heat. Like, it was just off. So there was nothing that I could really do, and I couldn't even keep up with the pack in front of me. Like, they were already off into the distance. And also my camera kept falling up. Now my camera's just leaned up, so you can't even see the track. Like, it's just terrible. So my camera position is terrible. This cart, the engine on this cart just doesn't even start. Like, it doesn't go. Because one of the engines is dead, because these are dual engine carts. They're dual GX160s, ProKarts. And here I pull into the pits. And I'm telling the marshal that it doesn't accelerate at all. And now I was just starting my second engine, because somehow that was turned off. I don't even know how, because it's literally a solid axle, so if one of the engines are going, surely the other one would start. But I don't know. These carts are pretty beat up anyway. As you can probably tell by like the steering wheel and general condition, they were like 5-10 years old. And you can't even see. You can just see the sky now. Like, it looks like I'm just going in circles, because all you can see is just the sky and my helmet. Of course, this is my old helmet. But what I didn't know is that we're actually going to redo the start now. Now, here's where the checkered flag is going, so that I had no idea what was going on, because I went into P7 because I had to go to the pits to change my cart, but I had no idea why that happened. But, you know, now as a restart, we got pulled back out, Brad Cam is back, and now hopefully we'll get a better start. Now I'm 2 places above Brad, but I'm starting in P5 again. And now Brad gets past the person in the yellow suit. I get massively blocked at the apex by the guy in the yellow suit. So then Brad just skips his way along right past me. And I try to tuck in behind him, and I'd get another overtake. I'm actually not sure. Oh yeah, I'm still P5. Oh well. Because I did overtake one person, but then Brad overtook me. And then now you can't even see it, which is really annoying with this camera angle, where you just can't even see who's next to me. And I'm sure there's someone next to me because I'm leaving them space, but I really don't know because of how bad this camera angle is. I changed it for the final, but yeah, because these heats are quite short, so I'm really just keeping them very, very brief. But yeah, and again, now my camera starts to tilt up. But around here, I make a very, very big mistake, which will dictate the rest of this event, really. Firstly, I go really wide there, but luckily I'm still in P5. I'm actually not sure how I'm still in P5. It just seems to be where I'm slotted in. But I'm quite sure that here's where I make my mistake. And yeah, I just brake too late, and I spin, which gets me into P6. And because of how slow I recover myself from that spin, then yeah, I just can't claw myself back up. I just really can't claw myself back up. And it's going to be the checkered flag soon, because this is just all the action that happened. Because I don't want to show you all the boring bits. I don't want to just keep talking on and on about them. And the final is quite long anyway, because quite a lot of things happen in the final. So yeah, so this is just P6, this is where I remain. I'm terrible. I got P5 out of 7, now P6 out of 7. Like, this is not going good. I'm probably going to go into the final if I don't do anything better for the next heat. But the thing is, now we're going into the pits because we've got the checkered flag. I come in P6. So this is basically what happened in the third heat, because I didn't have my camera on, because I only bought 3 camera mounts. So this is what happened. So I was there, the person in front of me, I was looking to overtake them, and this was already like 2 laps in. I was in P4, which is actually really good. The person in front of me was 3rd in P3, and he was going all the way to the side. Like, he was going really wide. I'm just showing you here in Microsoft Paint. So I tried to go around the inside because of how far on the outside he was going. Like, he was using all the track, and he was braking quite early. So I thought that I could use a lot more grip off of my cart to overtake him, because he was going there, and he was going all the way to the side, like all the way to the side. broke quite early. So I thought if I just go down the inside, since he's going down the outside, then I'll just be able to have an easy overtake. Because surely I can just get some grip if I put my cart sideways on the exit. But that didn't happen. Do you know why? Because this happened. Yep, I just understeered straight into the barrier there. And yeah, that's me. Yeah, not very lucky. And guess what position I got? He was in P3, the person ahead of me. But then I ended up 7th. So dead last. And yeah, I went into the C final. We got our results for what place in the final we're going to be. And I ended up being second last in the entire event because of that. And I was doing so good as well. I could have gone to P3. And I could have even stayed there because I was actually getting some decent pace. So right now, as I said, second last. We don't have the Brad cam for this one because Brad was in the A final. And off we go out of the pit lane. Why are we going out of the pit? I don't know. Anyway, so we'll go off the pit lane shortly for the beginning of the C final, where, I mean, it's not even that good, the C final, but hopefully I'll get a good result in it. I know that a few of you have been waiting like 2 months for this video, and sorry about that, about how long you had to wait, but I was just really busy and I was really lazy. But I do have a really good video coming up in not too long. I'm actually starting filming this video by the time this video will be posted. I'm even just editing this video now. I'm doing this voiceover just after I finished recording the first part of my next video. And my next video is going to be big. Like, it's going to be a lot bigger than this. I already said that this was going to be a big video, but it's like nothing to compare to this. Now, it's not an endurance event. I wish I could go to one of those, but, you know, it's still good. And I'm quite excited to show you what happened there. Okay, now we're on the start. I get a decent start. I leave a good gap to the person in front of me, which means I can get a decent run onto him. And I have basically the same speed coming out. 19 blocks the inside, so I try to go around the outside. Then we almost go 3 wide, but it just doesn't manage. We can't go 3 wide into that corner. Then I try to go past number 19, but it just doesn't leave me enough space, which is fair, you know, defensive driving. Then I go around the outside of him. I try to go all the way around the outside and block him up on the inside, and I do manage, and somehow I get an amazing run out of that corner. But now we're quite far away from the person in blue suit, and now, as you can see, I've learned my lesson. I'm braking a bit earlier, and did learn my lesson already in the third heat, but sadly I didn't have enough footage. And I'm actually quite glad that I didn't have my camera on there, because then it probably would have flown off into the barriers or something, and it might have damaged the camera, so lucky me. And I do take my lines a lot better here, as you can see, braking earlier, taking the apex earlier. Then here someone spins, which gives me a free position into P5, which is decent, I guess. It's alright. It's not too bad. There's still 4 people in front of me. One person's like way off into the distance. He's going to win it, and he's the one who's going to go to the B final. I can already tell you that, because if you win the C final, you go into the B final. If you win the B final, you go into C final. It's just like that. So yeah, I can already tell you that he's going to win. But right now my battle is with the 3 people ahead of me, because I know that I can gain onto them, because, well, right now just under braking, because they're battling. I've already gained lots of time onto them, and they're just spread across the track. They're not even taking a full racing line. Now the person in blue suit tells number 20 to work with him, and it's really hard to differentiate them because they've all got white helmets, but oh well. And it kind of helps me that he's working with them, but kind of not, because they do pull a little bit on me on the straight, but I do sort of get into 20 slipstream. Even after making that mistake, I'm still a little bit in the slipstream, but that's alright. And I know that he's slower than me, but I also know that I can catch up to him really easily, but it's just a matter of how fast I can catch up to him. He blocks me a little bit on that apex, and them 2 go side by side, which really helps me because number 20 has to back out, so I get quite a good run into the next corner, but it's not good enough, and he just pulls way ahead of me. into the high rev range. I think his engine is just a lot better at high speed. Now they're basically wheel banging, and that's really good for me because again 20 got quite a bad exit and his engine is quite good. Like my engine is still really good, but you know, his is just a lot better in high speed. And I'm side by side with 15, but you know 20 pushes him along, they're working together, so not really much I can do there, because if you just get a bad exit in this kart, then yeah, you go so far behind. And now the person in blue suit's trying to dive up the inside of the person in front of him, but luckily he doesn't manage. 20 slips by, I'm alongside him, but I just don't get the run. They go really far ahead of me. I think my kart wasn't too good, it was alright. Then an absolute miracle happens, he spins. Now I get gifted 2 free overtakes, I'm in P3. I'm alongside this person, number 15 car, who I already overtaked and I already know is slow. So I can basically get a P2 finish here. That's good, I can get a P2 finish. That was an absolute gift that the person in front span, because both of the other people in front of me went out on the outside. And right here, number 15 gets an absolute detrimental exit because he gets like a snap of oversteer or something, and I'm into P2. P2's quite good. I know I can't get into the B final with it, but P2 is still really good. Yeah, I don't know I'm in P2 right now. I thought at the time that there was 2 people ahead of me, so I thought that I was fighting for P3, but you know, it's alright. Now I do expect that the person in the blue suit's probably going to catch up to me eventually, because he was quite fast and he was trying to work his way through the people ahead of him quite quickly and quite hastily. So I know that if he gets some clean air he will probably gain on me, but you know, you're never sure until it happens. So right now I'm just trying to keep my head down, trying to take some good lines. I do a decent line on that hairpin there, decent exit, you know, decent everything, because I really have learned between the second heat and the final. Now here's where things start to get a bit shaky. Now the person in the blue suit is alongside me, but my kart is just better than him, like especially in the mid-range. So I get to go ahead of him. I take this corner quite tight, not really to defend, but just because I think going tighter there does help on entry and mid-corner. And I do go a little bit tight there. I just go tighter in those 2 corners because those are the corners, and the hairpin, because I learned from my mistakes in the first 2 heats. And right now we're about halfway into the final, and luckily he doesn't manage to get to the inside of me. I think he was alongside me for a little bit there, but he didn't even manage to get alongside, so that's pretty good. And now we're just going to skip ahead a little bit, just to a little bit more action's going to happen here. And then now he goes to my inside again, but I get an absolute monster run because, well, he goes a bit too much to the inside, so I managed to keep P2. And now I'm going a bit defensive because I really want to keep this P2 position. Like, this is the best that I could do there at this point, but you know, he just edges closer towards me and goes really defensive there. But he goes so defensive that I can get alongside him again, but then that compromises my exit. And yeah, his high rev range is just better than mine, so his top speed is a lot faster, but my mid-range speed is a lot faster than his. Now he goes really defensive here, and I think he taps the ball, which means that I can get another run onto him, but his kart is just better, so you will see him pulling out. And then, but then I do try to overtake him, but yeah, he's just going to go around the inside, or the outside of me, which quickly turns into the inside, and then now he's just ahead of me, and I can't see an opportunity to overtake him, because I do think that he's about 1/10 faster than me, 0.1 seconds, so there's not much that I can do right now. But yeah, yeah, hopefully he gets backed up by a back marker, because you know that person I was saying was even further behind me, he's the same person that was behind me in all of the heats except for the last one where I crashed, and now he's just, person in blue suit's way ahead of me. Like, I just don't really have any chance of getting past him. So yeah, I can't really do anything right now. But luckily, the person who was last in both of the heats and was even behind me, even when I span, he's going to start to become a back marker. So he might be able to push the person in the blue suit towards me, and it might lead to me getting a decent second place in the C final, which is, I mean, it's alright. I wish I could have done better, like at least get into the B final, but you know, things happen. I've made quite big mistakes in the second heat and the third heat, but you know. And I'm not sure if you can see him yet, but he will catch up to us quite quickly. And yep, there he is, right in front of, well, not right in front, but you can see him. And I do gain on number 15 again, which is quite good, you know. But of course, his engine, I think the top speed on his engine's just a bit better than mine. Nothing I can really do about that. But then hopefully the back marker will back him up into me so that I can try to overtake him before the last lap. So, you know, let's see if that will happen. I'm not quite sure of it. And now he does go for a dive, he does go for an overtake, and he is a bit backed up. So if I can just overtake this back marker quickly, then I know that I can try to go for P2. But the person in the blue suit's already so far ahead. I tried to go for the overtake around the inside, but I know that number 19 was just not going to leave me space. I know, I can predict that he's not going to leave me space because I'm not sure how aware he is or how quick he is. And yeah, number 50 in the blue suit's just miles away. I tried to go down his inside here, but it just doesn't work. I don't know if he thinks that we're in a battle or something, but like, what is he doing? Now I have to back up here, and yeah, there's just no chance. There's just no chance now. I try again to go around his inside, and this time he actually sees me, so I can cleanly overtake him. But at this point, there's nothing I can do to get into P2. P3 is still solid. You might say it's a podium, but you know, there's no podium presentation if you're not in the A final, so oh well, unlucky me. But P3 is still decent. But what you can't see here is that because of my battling with that back marker, you can't see this. I'll try to show the timing at the end of the race, but right now P4 is right on my tail, and he's got a run onto me. He's got a run onto the final corner. Right now the checkered flag's being waved, and I still get P3. And luckily, very luckily, I don't end up in P4 because of that back marker. P3's decent, I'll take it, it's alright. If I were to go to one of these events next time, I'd probably be aiming to not be in the C final, and I would be a bit quicker, because this was filmed all the way back in July. Things like the 20th of July, so, you know, it was quite a bit ago, and I would say that I am probably better now, especially outdoor racing. I'm a lot better because this is my second ever time racing outdoors, and we're just going to go into the pits, you know, end the video because, you know, and at this point I know that, you know, you like my videos, you've been watching this for like, what, 23 minutes? So, yeah, thanks for sticking around, thanks for watching the video, and I really do have something special planned for the next video. I can't really tell you too much right now because I'm not completely sure of how it's going to be like, but if I can, when I can, I'll try to post something, or do a post on YouTube, and then, or a short, and tell you a bit more about it. But, you know, hopefully I can edit that video quicker than I could edit this one. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. P3 not that bad, and bye, see you in the next one.